So how do we get .NET Core for Windows, and how do we install the Preview SDK for generating our ASP.NET Core applications? Right here, I'm at visualstudio.com, and what you can do is you can come down here and you can download the community version of Visual Studio 2015. There's also Visual Studio Team Services if you want to collaborate all of your projects in the cloud. And then there's Visual Studio Code, which I will teach you how to download for Mac OS X and Linux, and also for Windows. If you don't want to use Visual Studio, you can also do it with a lightweight code editor such as Visual Studio Code. I will demonstrate how to generate an ASP.NET Core app utilizing Yeoman and Node.js. So we will demonstrate that in future lectures. But in this case, you'll just come down here to Visual Studio, click Download Community 2015, and you can see all the different versions. Now, I have Professional 2015 in Visual Studio. There's really no differences between the community version and the professional version. Just remember that the community version is free, and you can utilize it for any app development that you want. So you'll come down here, click this. Once you click Download Community 2015, you'll get an installer like this. So you can have all of these different features with your Visual Studio 2015 installation. These are some of the checks I use as far as the Microsoft SQL Server data tools, the web developer tools, universal window app development tools, all of these different cross-platform associations that you can develop with Visual Studio 2015. You can go into all these, download whatever common tools that you want to utilize as far as GitHub, extension for Visual Studio, and Visual Studio Extensibility Tools Update 3. Once you're done with that, it takes anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes for installation, just depending on your internet speed and all of the different factors associated on the network where you're downloading this specific application. So once you have all of those checked, you click Next. Like I said, it will take a little bit of time. I'm just going to exit out of this, but you'll click Next and you'll be ready to go. Now, once you have that, you have Visual Studio 2015, you want to come over here to microsoft.com/net and see where it says .NET Core 1.0. You want to click this. And with .NET Core 1.0, it gives you all of these to associate with Windows right here. So the best way to develop it is download Visual Studio 2015 Update 3, the .NET Core 1.0.0, the Tooling Preview 2 right here. You can also download it with Visual Studio Code for free. You can see the installation issues associated here. You can also install the .NET Core SDK for Windows if you want to utilize via command line, which I recommend. So you'll come over here, download this. You'll click this, and we'll click Run. And I've already have it installed, but you can repair it right there. So this will show you where you install Preview 2. And then also you can come down here and install the .NET Core SDK to associate the command line interface with your .NET Core installation. So this will download, you'll run through the installation, and it shows you how to generate some apps based on the command line interface. So you don't necessarily need Visual Studio to implement the .NET Core CLI. Now I already have it right here. I have the SDK preview, so I can cancel that. And then what I could do to test this out, I can open up PowerShell. And I can come in here and I can say CD desktop. And right here I'm at my desktop and I can create a new directory. Let's say mkdir ASP.NET Core. It's going to create a little file here. So now I've created a little directory right there, and I'm going to CD to that directory. And then once I do that, I'm going to put .NET new. And now I've created an app inside of this, which is a program CS file. So let's go ahead and let's open this with a notepad. And look what's in there, just a Hello World app right there. And then you'll see that I have a project.json too right here. Let's just open this with Notepad as well. And then it has some dependencies built into my .NET Core right here. So what we can do now that we're there and we see that, let's pull this up, show you as this runs. So we can minimize this and we can say .NET restore. It's going to restore all the dependencies associated with my project.json. So it's writing all that out. And then what I can do from there, I can put .NET run. It's compiling my app, and as you can see right there, I'm getting hello world. Now what's so nice about this is I can come back in here and I can go to my notepad and I can change this, my first app, save it, and look at that. It automatically changed it, and it has my first app as my first project. And you have a bin directory. It's associated with your .NET Core app 1.0. You have a DLL file associated with that right there. So this is our first application via command line utilizing ASP.NET Core. I'll demonstrate how to install Visual Studio Code and the Yeoman generator for Windows in the next lecture, and then we'll delve into installing for Mac OS X and Linux as well.